Mr. Freeman. I'm just here to do some math homework with you guys. Ah, I was just kidding. Making you guys put your volumes up. This is Mr. Freeman. We're gonna do number 4. This is on our homework for today. And what we're doing is just multiplying fractions, which is what we're practicing today. Which means that all these word problems, although they're wordy and kind of scary, we're just gonna multiply fractions across. So the first one says members of the Handlebar, and this is number 4. Members of the Handlebar Club went on a 25-mile bike ride. So let's write 25 right here. Oh no. Sorry. Trying to turn this into black. How come it's not going? Alright, I'm gonna write in red because for some reason it's not letting me change my color. But Club went on a 25-mile bike ride. They rode 3/10 of the distance before stopping for lunch. So now it's working. 3/10, right? Or 3/10 of the distance before stopping for lunch. How far had they ridden? So we're just going to multiply this. And so what we do when we have a whole number is we're just going to put our whole number over the magic number, which is 1. And the next step, when we're multiplying fractions, it's easy. We're just going to multiply across the top. So we're going to multiply here. So what is 25 times 3? That's 75. And then we know it's going to be over a fraction. And then we're also going to multiply going across this way. So what's 1 times 10? That's just 10, right? Now I'm not done because for 2 reasons. One, this is an improper fraction still. See how 75 is over 10? That's you can't have a bigger number on top. So we need to turn that back into a mixed number. But also, we can't do this because, so also we're not done because this is a, we can simplify this number. Because there's a number that goes into both of these numbers that makes it a smaller number. Now, if you guys remember the rule, so we're going to divide both these numbers by a number that we can do it. So whatever I do to the top, I have to do to the bottom. Let me see what number that's going to be. So what number goes in both of these? Well, look at the last digit on these numbers. We have 5 and 0. That means they're both going to be divisible by 5. So I'm going to divide both of them by 5. On the bottom, 10 divided by 5, that's going to be easy. That's going to turn into 2, right? 75 divided by 5 isn't as easy. So let's figure out what that is. Let me see here. I might have to work that one out over here. Okay. So this goes in once. This becomes 5. We got to subtract. And now this becomes 2. Okay, let me move all this down a little bit. And just like in regular division, we bring down our next number, which is 5, right? This becomes 25. 5 times 5 equals 25. I'm sorry, I'm running out of space here. Let me see if I can move this up a little bit so you guys can see what I did. Okay. And we know 25 minus 25 is 0. So there you go. This is going to be 15. I can't simplify any further. Let me get rid of this because it's kind of messy. Don't erase on your paper. I like when you guys show work. I'm just trying to make it so you guys can see. So now we do the next step that we learned in class the other day. And that's when we talk about in and out. Right? So this goes in. And this goes out. So we're going to have our division house. And like I said, the top one goes in, or our numerator goes in. So 15 is going inside. And our denominator is going to go on the outside. 2 times 7 equals 14. I'm left with 1. All right, and so when I write my number, it's just going to be 7, and my fraction is going to be my remainder, which was 1, over my denominator, which is going to be this right here, 2. So that's how I get my answer. See how my 2 goes over here as my denominator, and my remainder becomes my numerator. So my answer is 7.5. So they rode 3/10 of the distance before stopping lunch. How far had they ridden? 7.5 miles. That's our answer. 7.5 miles. That's another way of seeing it, guys. This little slash, that also means like a fraction, 1/2. All right, I'm going to work out one more for you guys. All right, so number 5 we're going to do right now. We might try a different one in a second. It says, Metro Park covers 4/5 of an acre. 1/3 of the park is used for tennis courts. How much land is used for the tennis courts? So what we're going to do is take our fraction, which was this right here, right? It says 4/5. Let me write that right here. And then it says, let me see if I can, I'm not going to highlight, but I'll put a circle around it. 1/3 of the park is used for tennis courts. So how much land is used for the tennis courts? We're just going to multiply these two numbers. It doesn't tell us the number this time, right? It just says the number 1/3. So we're going to put 1/3 as our 1/3. All right. And like I said, we're just going to multiply these numbers. And actually, you know what? This guy's not big enough for me. Let me see here. I try to take the shortcut. There you go. Kind of works. And like before, we're just going to multiply across. So let's multiply the top numbers first. 4 times 1 is just 4. And then 5 times 3, we're multiplying this way now, is 15, right? So there we go. How much land is used for the tennis courts? 4/15 of an acre. That's the answer. This is kind of an easier one. All right. Let's keep trying these out. Remember these steps, and we'll see how you guys do tomorrow. All right. Have a good one. All right. Because I love you guys so much, I'm going to try one more. This one says the distance around the park near Sam's house is 7/10 of a mile. Sam ran 6 laps around the park. So how far did he run? So the fractions it gives us are 7/10, right? And it says he ran how many laps? 6 laps. So we got our whole number again. But we're not scared of whole numbers anymore because we know that whole numbers, all you have to do is put a 1 under it. And that's how we turn it into a fraction, because we can't just multiply a fraction in the whole number. We have to turn it into a whole number first. So we're going to multiply these across. This time I'm going to do something different. I am going to simplify before I do. I'm going to cross cancel. So I can cross cancel some numbers here. Because 6 and 10, they both are even numbers. That means they're both divisible by 2. So if I divide 6 by 2, I get 3. If I divide 10 by 2, I get 5, right? So I'm cross multiplying there. That makes it easier. I like doing that because it makes the numbers I'm working with smaller when I'm multiplying across. So now when I multiply across, you're going to see 7 times 3, and that equals 21. And if I multiply 5 across, 5 times 1 equals 5. All right, so my answer then would be 21 fifths, right? But I cannot leave that as my answer because it's an improper fraction. 21 is bigger than 5. Can't leave it this way. So I just need to put my division house, think about who goes inside and who goes outside, and then that's when you think of In-N-Out burgers, because this goes in, this goes out, in and out. So he goes in and he goes out. So let me move him in. He's right here now. And let's move him out. And I'm going to stop there, let you guys finish this problem, which I know you can do because you have notes and you have videos that'll help you turn this into a mixed number. Good luck. And this for real is the last one I'm doing today. Come with questions if you're still confused. I know there's a lot of steps here, but you guys can do it because you guys are awesome. All right, have a good one.